Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Music Den. I am, of course, your host, Armando Venditti. Hoping you guys are having a good day and that you're looking after yourselves and one another. In this episode of the Music Den, I'm going to be doing another installment of Album Spotlight. Now, the band is Aerosmith, and the album is Done with Mirrors. Everyone knows who Aerosmith is. They have Steven Tyler on vocals, Joe Perry on guitars, Joey Kramer on drums, Brad Whitford on guitars, and Tom Hamilton on bass. Formed in 1970, signed to Columbia Records in early 70s, releasing their debut self-titled album in 73, featuring the hits Dream On, also songs like Mama Kin. Had a string of albums in the 70s. Unfortunately, drug use also ensued during that time. Previous to Done with Mirrors, as I mentioned, this is their first release for Geffen Records. Previous to that, they released Rock in a Hard Place in 1982. By this point, both Brad Whitford and Joe Perry had left the band due to creative and personal differences. Joe Perry went off and did the Joe Perry Project, but eventually he would reunite with the band. Done with Mirrors, released on November 4th, 1985. Was considered to be at one point a comeback album for the band, produced by Ted Templeman, who had also worked primarily with Van Halen and the Doobie Brothers prior to that. The album was recorded in Berkeley, California, and also in New York City. Album had 8 tracks on the vinyl, 9 tracks on the CD. Album clocks in at 35 minutes and 42 seconds. Unfortunately, this album did not do so great. It charted as high as number 72 in Canada and number 36 in the US. Being number 36, you would imagine it's pretty good, right? Top 40 album, but this was not received well by the critics. The fans love this album. The band does not love this album. Joey Kramer has said that this album has an unfinished quality about it. And Joe Perry has said that this was a stepping stone for the band. It was an album that had to get done in order to get to Permanent Vacation. Upon listening to it, I would have to agree. Again, the lead-off single, Let the Music Do the Talking, fast-paced rocker, good guitar on it, fantastic guitar work from Joe Perry and Brad Whitford all over this album. Amazing. The second single from this album was Sheila, spelled Shela. Less memorable than Let the Music Do the Talking. I should say Let the Music Do the Talking was a remake from the Joe Perry Project, written by Joe Perry. Again, fantastic track. Unfortunately, the songs after this, Let the Music Do the Talking, are not that great. My Fist, Your Face, Shame on You, and The Reason a Dog, Gypsy Boots, I should say She's on Fire has good slide guitar work from Joe Perry. He does really good work. The last track, if you have the vinyl, was The Hop. The CD version had the extra track Darkness, which actually is one of the better songs. I think maybe they should have replaced, say, Shame on You, track 3, with Darkness, and it would have been a stronger album. Again, the album is a very short album for the time, 35 minutes, 42 seconds. There are albums for bands, like, let's put it this way, I consider Benefit from Jethro Tull a transition album between Stand Up and um, Aqualung in 71. This, for me, is Aerosmith's transition album. Aside from Let the Music Do the Talking and Darkness, there really isn't much on this album that is memorable. Um, it's a polarizing album. Some fans love this album. Um, the band does not love this album. And Joe Perry has said if someone comes up to him and says, I love this album, he's not going to turn around and say, no, don't, it sucks. It's a bad album. Everyone listens to music and they take it in sonically in their own way. It's interesting to note that this is the last album in their career that it was written solely by the band. After this album came out, it was recommended, I would imagine, strongly that they needed outside songwriters. So starting with Permanent Vacation, in comes Desmond Child, Holly Knight, who had worked with Kiss, both had worked with Kiss, Bon Jovi, groups like that. So this is an album. Did it need to be made? Some would say yes. It's just musically, for me, it's not as strong as Toys in the Attic, or Rocks, or Night in the Ruts. You know what I mean? Like those albums are good, strong, hard rocking albums. It's just the musical ideas on this album, Done with Mirrors, is not as strong as their previous albums or albums that would come after this. It begs the question, did having outside songwriters help to craft their songs into better songs? I have no idea. I can't answer that. I do find it very interesting that after this album, every album after Done with Mirrors featured outside songwriters. So, anyways, that is my take on Done with Mirrors from Aerosmith. Please, down below, please let me know what you think of Done with Mirrors. Is it a misunderstood album? Is it a lost gem? Is it a misguided album? Please let me know your opinion. Again, down below. And, again, there are no right or wrong answers. It's just an opinion. So that's it for now. I will be doing a video with Bill Schuster coming up on Friday on George Jackson, New Music Discovery, Part 4 of George Jackson. We're going to be covering Night and Day 2 and the George Jackson Band Volume 4. That's going to be really interesting. I'm going to be doing another installment of album Spotlight featuring the Who's Next. So that's going to be coming up. And I'm going to be doing a video with Grant Arthur for Grant's Rock Warehouse. We're going to be covering the Tea Party's fourth release triptych from 1999 from EMI Canada. So please tune in for that. And I'm going to be doing, at some point, I checked, as messaged Peter Kent about switching out our Cars ranking the albums segment to do it for another day. Things are coming up this weekend that I can't put off. So I'm going to see if we can reschedule that video for a couple of weeks, because coming up on September 30th, we are finally taping the ever elusive Pink Floyd album ranking. This is going to be massive. It's going to be a 5-person panel. We're going to have myself, Bill Schuster, Andrew Cox, Brian McFadden, and Mr. Peter Kent. We're all going to do our bit to do this ranking. 15 albums of the Pink Floyd catalog. It's going to be a massive album ranking show. So when you're watching it, get some food, get a drink, hell, get yourself a pillow, lay back, relax, and enjoy the video. I'm also going to be doing another Misguided or Misunderstood video on another Aerosmith album, Permanent Vacation. Misguided or Misunderstood? You be the judge. You let me know. That's going to be coming up with Ryan Gavalier. A lot of stuff coming up. So, but for right now, I will bid you goodbye. Please take care of yourselves and one another, and I'll see you soon with another video. It will be album spotlight on who's next. So please take care of yourselves, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.